What is going on, Shib Army guys? I hope that you're having a great day so far. We've had a little pump on the Shib price, broke down outside of our little channel. We're going to talk about that. Pumped back up. We're going to talk about that too. And then we're going to look at some of the news that's happening. And we're going to check the burn tracker. Then we're going to check the holder tracker because the holder tracker has some very key details right now that I think are very important. That being said, drink, we're going to talk about this right now. First of all, price action. So you saw here we had this move downward. Of course, we were breaking out. This is the worst part, worst timing. We're breaking out, having a nice little run, possibly up to 1145, which I kind of said was more likely the top of this range. Hopefully we get a breakout above that, but at least for now, it was going to be a nice little move in between these two ranges, this range. So then it breaks down, starts to consolidate at this level. This is the market breaking down on the news of CZ Binance. Then it starts to pump back up because the market has digested the news and started to get a little bit excited. Then for the last couple of hours, we had that sell-off. That's the European market doing what the European market does, selling off before the American market opens. Always the same, never really changes, but we do have at least the inkling of a nice little reversal over the next few hours. We're going to watch that, see if it doesn't continue and maintain itself. I would expect, if anything, that it's going to bounce off of this 200 SMA and continue to make its way up, probably stopping again around 1100 right here, tapping on this wick right here before maybe even correcting for the 200 one more time, bouncing to 1120, and then eventually making its way up to the 1145 range. And then we could start talking about a breakout and having a nice little run. So that's what it looks like. That's how the chart kind of lays out. Now over here on Bone, we're not seeing the same thing. Now we did see the pump, but this pump is kind of artificial. And I was watching this specifically because I was looking for some sort of nice positivity. You see this little wick right here? This is really just a front run bot with 100 and something ETH trying to make a scalp. And that's not really going to help the cause any. But we did see a nice little relief rally from $1.02 all the way up to $1.12, about 8%. Not a bad little run, but it was not sustained. And now we're back down here in the 107 sort of level. Again, this is the wrapped ETH pairing. So what you're seeing right there is the strength of Ethereum having a nice little run and not the strength of Bone really pump. Because as soon as it started happening, by the way, when the relief rally started for this little period of time right here, all we saw was just a massive sell-off continue and continue and continue and continue. So not really the greatest of. In better news, Shibarium Beta records massive growth, boasts 121,000 transactions with over 65,000 addresses. Now, not even close to enough, by the way. We did talk about this the other day with 1 million at an average of a penny per transaction. There's absolutely no chance. Now, one of the things that I did take into consideration here with this whole thing with, look, at 1 penny per cost, if we burn 70%, it's going to take 1,707 years. That's just insane, right? But this is on the test net. This is not on mainnet. So transaction fees could be up to $1. Now, if the transaction fees are up to $1, that reduces the time to burn all the supply from 1,700 years down to 17 years. Which I know you're still saying 17 years, but listen, that's just that's just your basic math. That is not considering a whole bunch of different variables, including, but not limited to, this nugget right here, which is the Shib community burns 814 million Shib tokens. What next for the Shib price? Now, does that mean there's going to be a massive move? No. 814 sounds like a lot because if you add $814 million, that would be an incredible amount, but that's not a significant sort of supply. But if this were done every day for 100 days or so, then you would be talking about 80 billion. Is that significant? No, still not. But if you're doing that along the same time that Shibarium is continuing to burn a whole bunch, well, then you really start to have something. Now, take that further and go into Shib Radio, go into special burns that might happen. Look, the idea here is to burn Shib as fast as possible based on transactions and based on people who want to do it. Great thing. So we'll see how this plays out. But as you can see, the burns are on. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And Shibarium has a nice little beta test going on over here. Hopefully, again, we're going to 10x this volume. Hopefully we'll 100x this volume. And we 100x. Look, this could get exponential. This could get exponential All you have to do is have a little bit of patience with it. But something that's important, and we know what's going on with Binance. I know some of you are CZ Maxis, and that's fine. I know some of you are like me and you don't think that he's a good person, and that's also fine. The point to it is Binance holds 86 trillion SHIB, worth 908 million in publicly disclosed wallets. And the question becomes, if this thing with the United States happens and it goes down, then what do you think? What do you think they do with these wallets? So you should be concerned. Now, I don't think that there's a problem. CZ has always been good for every one of the cryptos, but you should at least have your eye on this, and we should stay aware of what's going on with Binance. Now, on the burn track, you can see over here, 903 million have been burned over the past week. These are not significant. We're going to have to see just some massive moves by Shibarium to make it feel a little bit more comfortable. But 41% of the supply has been burned, and we'll see what happens in the next little while. But the more important thing is we're finally in a reversal on holders. Been down over the past week, 6,521 holders, but it's up 75. Now, a lot of that has to do with the market sentiment and how it's been dragging down. Retail has been kind of exiting because they were nervous about the banks. They were nervous about everything going on across the world. So hopefully this 75 in the last hour is a sign of a good reversal. Now, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do think that some of these things are concerns. Binance holding the supply, that is a concern. Shibarium, 121,000 transactions in a day in beta. That's a fabulous number. If that 20x's, 30x's, 50x's, 100x's, guys, we're looking at significant burns. But on the basis of the news and the numbers that we've had so far, it's going to be a long, long road in burning. So I hope there's something else big planned, but this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again very, very.
Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way.